Hi guys, Ren here. Today I want to show you a little experiment that I've done with my MV wheels. So for the first time I've been using Schwalbe Pro 1 tires on this set of wheels, and I decided to stick with 25 mm width because that's what the manufacturer recommends. However, the thing is that, as with most other very wide rims, such as these or the heads, for example, they really plump up the tires, so they are not really coming up installed at the labeled width, and that's not really a problem if you run some non-aero aluminum rims and don't really care about aerodynamics, just right quality and grip. But if you're racing, then aerodynamics are going to be your first priority. And what I've noticed is that the 25 mils, when inflated on the MV 7.8s, they come up to almost 29 mil, 28.7 I think, and that's massive. And if you look at some science behind the airfoils, then from experience we know that in order for a wheel or a rim profile to be efficient dealing in the wind, it needs to be around 105% of the width of the tire on it. And with that, even though the front 7.8 wheel is 30 mm wide, it just wasn't wide enough to be very efficient with this kind of tire width. So I decided to swap the front end for a 23 mm like you see here. So show them side to side, I will try. Yeah, so this is the rear one, still a 25. This is the front with the new 23 on it. Yeah, it's not so obvious on the camera, but the difference is quite striking in real life. So the 23 comes up at 25.4 on this rim, and that's pretty much spot on in terms of aero width. It's not too narrow, so the brake track or the edge of the hook is not showing by the side of the tire, and it makes for a pretty smooth transition while not being too wide or too narrow. So hopefully this will improve my aerodynamics a bit. Yeah, so it remains to be seen if this will bring a lot of improvement or not, and how it affects the ride quality. I will report on that later on. I will not discard a 25 mm, however, because I'm planning to do the same staggered setup on the 4.5s as soon as the courses wear out, which they are taking a very, very long time to. But nevertheless, I like these tires, but I want to use as few types as possible, so this will make it easier. So yeah, many people are ditching 23 mm tires and these narrow tires, even the 25s, and going for the 28s. However, there are still many narrower rims that could benefit from the narrow tire in terms of aerodynamics. And then when you use a wide tire with a wide internal width, then putting a wide tire on that will make it too wide again for the rim. So I think that narrow tires like these 23s still have their place in cycling despite the popular trends. If you look at these head wheels, these are extremely wide, 21 mm internal, and this is a 23 mm course speed, and it comes up to around 27 millimeters, which perfectly matches the rim profile, so it makes the whole setup very fast indeed. So yeah, you don't need, definitely don't need a wider tire for this rim. Then on the other hand, if I saw many people riding these lightweight rims and all the Mavics and stuff, where you've got a very narrow V-shaped rim and you put a big 25mm tubular on top of that, that just completely ruins your aerodynamics. And then people are, well, they think they've improved their bike by giving it lower rolling resistance, but essentially the drag of the wheel is the same as it would be in a shallow aluminum clincher, because, well, the wide tire causes all of the airflow to separate from the rim and you get no air benefit at all. Experiment I want to do is with the 303 tubeless clinchers. I want to repurpose this cross bike for summer for just general riding and some mixed terrain with Schwalbe S1 30mm tires. I'm going to show them in a minute. This is it. Apparently it's not called S1 anymore, it's G1 Speed, but it's essentially the same. This is the 30mm tire, and rim is 30mm wide external, so might not be completely optimal in terms of aerodynamics, but it should be a good compromise between that and having some good cushioning on rougher roads, cobbles, gravel, urban streets and that kind of riding. So I will report on that later on as well. Okay, so these are my latest experiences and experiments with tire sizes and tire widths. I will report on my findings later on, so if you would like to see that, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. If you want to know more about bike setups themselves, then check out my older videos as well. It's all for today, thanks for watching and see you next time.